Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Callum Smith defeats Mathieu Bauderlique by a 4th round stoppage. Now I have to say, this was actually a really fun fight while it lasted. Going into this fight, I had done a bit of research on Bauderlique, and he looked like a boxer type out of that southpaw stance. Liked to use his legs, back pedal, you know, try and keep a fight long. But in this fight, he was actually much more aggressive than I was anticipating. But ultimately that was his undoing, though it made it a better fight for us to see. First round, you know, both guys for the first sort of 30 seconds or so were taking a look at each other, popping the jab, etc, etc. But then Bauderlique started to up his work rate, started to throw the quick 1-2 out of that southpaw stance, and he was throwing looping shots around the guard of Callum Smith. And one thing that, you know, kind of surprised me was how willing Bauderlique was to exchange with Callum Smith. Because one thing about Callum Smith is, you know, he has pretty good timing. He's really good at catching shots on the gloves and coming back with a left hook in the exchanges. And he was looking for that shot, and he was catching Bauderlique with it on the occasion, but Bauderlique was taking the shot well, and I felt he was outworking Callum Smith early in this fight. You could argue that Callum was landing the better shots, the harder shots, but in terms of work rate, I would say Bauderlique was outworking Callum Smith, and the first round was a good example of that. Callum Smith landed the best punch of a round, where he timed Bauderlique with like an overhand right, but Bauderlique just outworked him, and I would say the same for round 2, and maybe even round 3. Now, some may score these rounds to Callum Smith just because he was landing the harder shots, but I was really impressed with the work rate of Bauderlique. In fact, in rounds 2 and 3, there were moments when, you know, he was on the ropes, Callum was unloading, and instead of getting off the ropes, he would answer with his own shots, and on the occasion, he managed to spin Callum Smith and get his own work off. So Bauderlique was fighting fire with fire, and while it was entertaining, ultimately that would be suicide in this fight, because Bauderlique is not a big puncher. He's got decent hand speed, and he was putting together some nice shots, but when you looked at his punches, you never really felt that Callum was in a lot of trouble. So Bauderlique was gambling in a big way, because even when Callum was missing with shots, you could tell that those shots had mean intention on them, you know, and you knew that it was just a matter of time before Callum landed a shot on the chin or in a sweet spot kind of thing. And that's exactly what happened in round 4. Once again, Bauderlique very willing to exchange with Callum Smith, and Callum caught him with, I believe, a check left hook counter. That dropped Bauderlique. Bauderlique, in my opinion, should have taken longer with his count, but he gets up straight away, and you could tell that he was buzzed by the shot. Callum Smith at this point in time, he smells blood, he jumps right on Bauderlique, forces him back to the ropes, lands a series of hooks to body and head. Bauderlique comes back with some shots of his own, but Callum, you know, he had the bit between his teeth, and as Bauderlique opened up again, Callum once again caught him with a big left hook. It dropped Bauderlique heavily to the canvas, and the referee waved it off, and rightly so. It was a heavy knockdown, the second knockdown, and yeah, I mean, it was a good fight, no doubt about it. It was a fun fight while it lasted, and ultimately Callum Smith showed that he is a threat at light heavyweight. That size, that power, that timing, it can definitely give fighters a hard night, and Callum Smith is dangerous. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, this fight was a WBC final eliminator, I believe. So Callum Smith is now the WBC Mando, and that belt is obviously held by Artur Beterbiev. And yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I think that's a really fun, fan-friendly fight. Both guys can punch. Both guys go for the knockout. So Callum Smith versus Artur Beterbiev would be a great fight. I have to say though, I would like to see Callum take another fight at light heavyweight against a higher caliber opponent, like maybe a genuine top 10 guy, not a sanctioning body top 10 guy like Bauderlique, but a genuine sort of top 10 contender like a Gilberto Ramirez, or somebody along those lines would be pretty cool. Having said that, I think Ramirez is in line to fight Bivol. But yeah, regardless, Callum Smith is in a good spot now, WBC Mando, and yeah, I mean, him versus Artur Beterbiev is a really fun fight. I would have to favour Beterbiev, but at the end of the day, Callum's a big dude with good power and good timing, so you never know, and Beterbiev isn't getting any younger. So yeah, I mean, it sets up a really good fight in my opinion. And yeah, overall, I mean, Callum got tagged up in this fight, no doubt about it, but I think it was one of those occasions where he felt that Bauderlique never really had anything for him, and he was just waiting to land that one perfect shot, which he did. That's what that performance kind of insinuated to me, to be honest. But yeah, decent fight, good ending. Share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.